I don't believe that we have been properly introduced. My name is Matt. I also go by El Matador.
Ole!
Yes, I think I'm clever. Um, I wanted to do something today. I want to do a review of Civil War, the new Marvel movie. Perhaps you've heard of it. If you haven't, man, it must be peaceful living under that rock. Nobody bothering you, talking to you about anything. But man, this movie, it's awesome. There's a lot to talk about. But this one will be spoiler free. I'll do another one that talks about spoilers, so you can hear some of my thoughts about all that other good stuff. Um, First off, the plot, the story, it's very well done, very well done. They start off with a big action sequence, as per usual, but then right after that, and then a little bit closer to the middle, it kind of drags, but it's like a necessary slowdown before the real action starts. Sometimes you need that. This one, it kind of felt like it took a little bit longer than it should have, but at the same time, everything that they do in that time is necessary to help build up the story, to help you understand everything that's going on. In this story, they address some of the issues that they've had with the Avengers in the past. The Avengers are these group of people with these superhuman abilities. If they wanted to, they could destroy the world, and that's what people are afraid of. And let's face it, they have done a lot of good, but they've also done a lot of damage as well. You look at New York City after they fought the Chitauri and Loki and everybody. You look at Sokovia after they stopped Ultron. And yes, they did stop a bigger disaster, but there was still casualties. There was still destruction in their wake. So this movie addresses that. It starts off with a mission that goes terribly wrong, and the general, General Ross, who's now the Secretary of State, comes in, and he's telling Captain America, like, listen, you guys have done a lot of good, but people are scared. A lot of stuff has gone down. A lot of destruction has happened. So we propose that you guys become a universal team that we can have at our disposal. You know, if we feel it's necessary to send you to this place to take care of a situation, we'll send you. If not, you guys just sit tight, let the military take care of it. Because that always works. So, you have two opposite sides, this proverbial coin. You have Steve Rogers on one hand, who says, this doesn't feel right. You know, what if there's a place that we feel like we need to go, but they won't let us? Or what if there's somewhere that they want to send us that we don't want to go? That makes a lot of sense. And then you've got Tony Stark, on the other hand, Iron Man, who says, listen, guys, a lot of stuff has happened. There's a good reason why they're putting us in this situation. And we need to accept these kind of limitations. We need to stay together. At least we'll be all together if we sign these. So that's where they start. And a lot of the Avengers fall on either one side of that fence or the other, or they kind of fall right on the middle. You've got pretty much all the Avengers. The only one I can think of that's missing is Hulk and Thor. So, sorry, if you're a big Hulk and Thor fan, they're not in this movie. But honestly, you know, where would they fit? So, the struggle happens, and, you know, Captain America gets some really good advice, and actually, a lot of people may know this. Maybe it was just me that was really surprised to find out. The advice he gets is actually something that Captain America has said before in the comics. You know, so you plant yourself like a tree next to the river of truth, and you tell the world, no, you move. So he gets that advice at a moment where he really needs it, and he strengthens his resolve against the Sokovia Accords, as they call them. Guys, I loved this movie. As I've been sitting here trying to talk about spoiler-free review, I keep distracting myself and trying to go into more detail. I love this movie. Definitely worth watching. I recommend watching it several times. There's a lot of good stuff happening. It gets really intense at sometimes. Because at the end of the day, this is two friends fighting each other. They're having a knockdown drag out, and they come close to destroying each other, and that's hard to watch because I remember sitting there in the theater thinking, can't you guys just get along? Why you gotta be fighting like this? It hurt me a little bit. The villain in this movie, my opinion, he's kind of weak. His plan is very, very, very complicated, and it didn't need to be. I can talk more about that in the spoiler review. But guys, man, this movie, 2 thumbs up from this guy. I think I'd give it high B, low A. You can tell the Russo brothers spent a lot of time, a lot of effort. They put a lot of love into this movie. In fact, I've said to multiple people, this movie is a love letter to Marvel fans. Such great characters, great chemistry, great writing. The action is off the chart. The Russo brothers are always so careful to make sure that, if we do have an action scene, it has to further the story. And guys, I gotta say, mission accomplished, my friends. Probably one of the best of 2016. I know, it's early to say that, but man, great job. Seriously. Anyways, guys, have you seen the movie? What did you think of it? Where do you give it? You give it a 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Also, be sure and check out my spoiler review if you have seen it. If not, I guess you can still technically watch it, but you will have the ending and a lot of the twists and turns spoiled for you. So, there you go. Check back with me later. Let me know what other movies you want me to review, to talk about, to geek out about, because hey, let's face it, it's good to be a geek.